Have you ever wondered what a country looks like when it starts to disappear? Not from a map, but from its own future. Today, we're diving deep into the heart of Japan, a nation facing a silent, creeping crisis that could reshape its very existence, a demographic time bomb. This isn't science fiction, it's a real-time countdown. What happens when a country of 125 million people stops having enough babies to replace itself? The consequences are staggering, and they stretch far beyond Japan's shores. Let's start with the hard numbers, because they paint a stark picture. In 2023, Japan recorded its lowest number of births since records began in the 19th century. For every 2 people who passed away, only 1 was born. Projections show that by 2070, the population could plummet to just 87 million. And by the turn of the next century, it could be less than half of what it is today. Imagine entire towns and villages becoming ghost towns. In fact, it's already happening. Schools are closing not for holidays, but forever, because there are no children to fill the classrooms. Businesses are shutting down, unable to find workers or customers. This isn't just a statistic. It's the hollowing out of a nation. So, why is this happening? It's a complex puzzle. For decades, Japan has been a crucible of long working hours and immense societal pressure. The traditional expectation was for men to be the sole breadwinners, while women left the workforce to raise families. But as Japan modernized, so did aspiration. Women now pursue higher education and careers at unprecedented rates, but the support systems haven't kept pace. The choice between a career and a family often feels like an impossible one. Childcare is expensive and scarce, and the corporate culture can be inflexible for working parents. Add to this the soaring cost of living, especially in cities like Tokyo, and the economic burden of raising a child feels heavier than ever. It's not a lack of love, but a lack of support and a very real economic anxiety that's pushing birth rates down. The economic fallout of this demographic winter is immense. Think about it. A shrinking workforce means fewer people are paying into the system. Who will fund the pensions and health care for Japan's rapidly aging population? Japan is already the world's oldest society, with almost a third of its citizens over 65. This silver tsunami places an incredible strain on social services. There are fewer taxpayers to support a growing number of retirees. This creates a vicious cycle. The government has to raise taxes or cut services, which further discourages young people from starting families. It's a national economic headache that's quickly becoming a migraine. Businesses are also struggling. A smaller domestic market means less consumption, and a shortage of workers hampers innovation and growth. Japan, once an economic titan, now faces the prospect of a long, slow decline. But the impact isn't just economic, it's deeply cultural. Japan's rich heritage, its unique traditions, festivals, and arts are all passed down from one generation to the next. What happens when there are fewer hands to receive these cultural batons? Who will maintain the ancient temples, perform the traditional theater, or master the intricate crafts that have defined Japan for centuries? We could see a gradual erosion of cultural identity, the vibrancy of Japanese society, the very energy that flows through its bustling cities and serene countryside, is at risk of fading. A country is more than just an economy, it's a living, breathing tapestry of people and their shared history. When the threads start to disappear, the entire tapestry can unravel. Faced with this existential threat, the Japanese government is not standing still. They've announced a series of unprecedented measures. Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has made it a top priority, vying to double the budget for child-related policies. The plan includes increasing child allowances, making childcare more accessible and affordable, and promoting paternity leave to encourage fathers to be more involved. The goal is to shift the societal mindset, to create an environment where raising children is seen not as a burden, but as a joy supported by the entire community. Some municipalities are even offering cash incentives for couples to have children. But many critics argue these measures are too little, too late. The problem has been brewing for decades, and reversing such a powerful demographic trend is like trying to turn an aircraft carrier on a dime. So, what does the future hold? There are a few possible paths. One path is a managed decline. Japan could focus on technology and automation to compensate for a smaller workforce. We're already seeing this with the rise of robotics in elder care and service industries. They could also open their doors wider to immigration, something Japan has historically been very hesitant to do. Bringing in foreign workers could fill labor shortages and inject new vitality into the population. This would require a major cultural shift, but it might be a necessary one for survival. Another path is a successful rebound. If the government's policies work, if societal norms shift, and if the economy provides more stability for young families, we could see birth rates begin to tick upwards. It wouldn't be a quick fix, but a gradual recovery is possible. The most sobering scenario, however, is a continued, unchecked decline. A future where Japan becomes a smaller, older, and less influential nation. A country of empty homes and quiet streets, a shadow of its former self. The empty schools we see today could become the empty cities of tomorrow. This isn't just Japan's story, it's a warning for many other developed nations, from South Korea to Italy and Germany, who are walking a similar path. How a society chooses to value and support its future generations is one of the most critical questions of our time. Japan stands at a crossroads, and the choices it makes in the next few years will echo for centuries. Its struggle is a profound human drama about identity, legacy, and the very definition of a nation's survival. The world is watching, not just with curiosity, but because the answers Japan finds might one day be the answers we all need. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive. What do you think Japan should do? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this exploration insightful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content that makes you think. See you in the next one.